Good morning. It's Friday, another freaking Friday. Hooray! Oh, all right. So, usually I come in here and I have like a topic I want to talk about and I have my notes and stuff and I give you all sorts of tips. And usually I give you a call to action, something that you can kind of implement those tips into your life. And then today, honestly, I don't really have a whole lot of things that I didn't feel. Usually I wait for a nudge. Like I'm a nudge listener. I wait for a nudge and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to talk about. But I didn't get a specific nudge this week. So I'm going to just kind of like rehash my week a little bit with you and share what's been happening in my world. And I want this to be interactive. So usually I kind of ignore comments because it distracts me. But I want to hear your comments. Like if there's something you're struggling with, if you need a tip or something, let me know. I guess there's this new thing. I just had to delete my Facebook and re-add it to my phone. And I guess I can add like masks and stuff. What is this, Snapchat? That's crazy. So I'm not going to do that. But okay, so I've never been shy about my struggle with anxiety. I believe that anxiety is one of those things that's kind of genetic, right? Like, I mean, obviously there's lots of environmental factors, but I do believe that certain people just struggle more. It could be maybe your environment, like the way you were raised or whatever, but I come from a long line of kind of anxious people, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying anything negative about it. It's just how we are, right? So it's always something I've struggled with, and when I was younger, I just thought it was normal. Like, it's just how I was. Like, I was kind of socially, I don't want to say I was socially awkward, but I kind of was. Like, I was really introverted, and I shied away from a lot of things. I missed out on a lot of things because of my anxiety, because I was afraid of looking foolish or feeling stupid or whatever. And it even prevented me from having relationships because I was just anxious and in my head and freaked out all the time. And Charlotte came home yesterday and she had a weird thing happen on the bus. And so she was explaining, she's so good at explaining and just describing, like, kids are so awesome because they're so plugged into how they feel. And she was telling me about how, you know, a boy said something and she's like, and I got that feeling, you know, with like the butterflies in my tummy and my heart started to pound and I was like, oh, I could feel it. Like I knew exactly what she was talking about. So anxiety, being an anxious person, I just kind of sucked it up. I did antidepressants for a long time until I didn't like the way they made me feel, and I weaned myself off of them. I've done lots of therapy. I've been a journaler, but it took me a really long time to kind of figure out my secret sauce and how to deal with it. And so for me, it's a lot of different things that have helped me manage my anxiety. And this week, hubby, his work schedule is different, and so things feel out of sorts, and there's been so much weird stuff, like really sad, tragic, like illness and accidents and people it's just like there's been a lot and it's something that I could kind of like carry that around and freak out about it and like regurgitate it in my head and put myself in their shoes, which is something that I used to do a lot, which would just flare my anxiety, right? Or I can do the things I know, like my bullet point list of things that help me feel better, that help me manage my anxiety. Because just like anything, wherever you put your energy and your thoughts, wherever you put that, that's what will grow. And so if you're going around focusing on how stressed you are, or how tired you are, or how crabby you are, it's just going to manifest. It's going to get even more intense and you're going to struggle with it more. So for me, being an anxious girl, I knew yesterday that I had to move my body. Exercise, you know, I'm a broken record about exercise, but I just love it so much. It helps me feel so much better. And so I didn't want to do my workout, but I did. I pushed through it, and it was kind of like a box I could check, and I didn't feel like a new person at the end of it, but I felt a little bit better because I had control over something. So yesterday I worked out, and I had to remind myself not to eat my feelings, although towards the end of the day, at bedtime when I was tired, I totally did. The neighbor girl came by selling those chocolate candy bars, and I let the girls each buy one, and they don't know it, but I ate them. I ate them both. I'm human just like you, right? So yeah, but I know that when I'm like eating right and I'm not eating my feelings, I feel so much better. And I really do feel like it's psychological. You know, like if you eat a candy bar, you didn't just gain like 20 pounds, but you feel crappy, right? You're like, dang it, I had to make the best decision. Truth. That's my truth. Okay, so yeah, so I worked out. I made sure I drank my shake because it's got those superfoods in it. And I know that helps with my anxiety too, right? Because your brain is so, I mean, like, our brains are freaking amazing. They're amazing, but you gotta feed your body. You gotta feed your brain, just like sleep. I didn't sleep well last night because the cat was having a party. There was another feral cat outside. The boy kept waking up. The hubby wasn't in the bed. Like, it was weird. And the cookies, the Girl Scout cookies. Get back, I know. Confession, we had a Girl Scout come to the door. And I was like, do those have gluten? And she was like, I'm like, we can't do gluten. Sorry. Total lie. I can't do wheat, but I just can't have the temptation. So rock on with your bad selves. Totally. Gold stars. But seriously, I will eat shit out of the trash can. Like, I have to put cans of frosting in there and put gross stuff in it. Otherwise, I will totally eat it. See, I eat my feelings, which leads me to what I'm going to talk about in a second. But anyway, so managing my anxiety, I watch what I eat. I try not to eat my feelings. I remind myself that I'm not a dog and I shouldn't be rewarding myself with food, but sometimes that kind of I fall short there, but that's okay, whatever, I'm human. Fresh start today. Fresh start, right? Yesterday is behind me, and I'm no longer beating myself up about that. So I worked out, and then I made sure to do personal development because it really, really does help me. It's just kind of like changing the channel. Like, instead of dwelling on how stressed or overwhelmed or freaked out or weird I feel, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to listen to something that's positive. I'm going to make that decision to read a book, which for me, I do better with audio because I kind of have a squirrel brain. Shocking, isn't it? And so if I'm listening to things in the car, like yesterday we listened to Joel Osteen's The Power of I Am. That's our book club book of the month. I just got a Steve Harvey book at the library. Steve Harvey, right? Who would have thought? He's totally motivational. That video he did after whatever game show went viral about how, you were born to do more with your life. So gives me goosebumps. I need to YouTube it. Yeah, so I did that, and then I used essential oils. I really am a huge essential oil lover. I freaking love it. We had a lot of success with one of our kids who struggled a lot with anxiety, pretty severely, which was kind of how we first got introduced to it, and I swear by it. So if you need some essential oil recommendations, let me know. I love lavender's just kind of a good go-to. For Charlotte, with her busy brain, frankincense really helped a lot, and I would just put it at the base of her neck, and it helped a lot. And I use Citrus Bliss. I love Balance. It's kind of a grounding blend. If you're into essential oils and you don't already have a book, you should totally get a book. It's going to be the best money you ever spent. And then it's an easy reference. And there's always Google. So I freaking love my essential oils. Yeah, totally. Okay, so I'm excited about the Whole30. I just created an event on my Sarah Nelson, on this page, on this event. I've created a new event today called Whole30. And it's reclaiming your healthiest life, right? Because so many of us struggle with food, myself included. And I'm a Beachbody coach, and I love the 21-day fix. The 21-day fix helped me a lot figuring out how to fuel myself, fuel my body, right? Because we get all weird about food, right? And people start thinking about diets and restricting things. And some people eliminate total food groups, and I don't subscribe to that theory. I think that life should be lived with balance, right? And you should be able to have a little of everything unless you have issues with that. And that's where I think the Whole30 is really going to help me. So I've been hearing people talk about it. I've been watching one of Beachbody's very top coaches. She is the top coach. She's been doing the Whole30 and sharing her journey. And so I've been kind of secret squirrel, like a peeping Tom, watching her journey. But it's intimidating, right? To think about cutting things out, to think about going big for an entire month. This isn't a week. I cut out coffee and stuff for a week or so, but this is scary. It's overwhelming. But I decided, you know what? I'm turning 38 next week, and I want to live my best freaking life. I want to feel amazing in my own skin. And it's not about losing weight. It's about inflammation. It's about my joints. It's about I have this bloating. Why am I bloated? If I don't eat super clean, if I have some tortilla chips or something, I can look pregnant at the end of the day. And it's stupid. It makes me angry because I work really hard and I'm really mindful for the most part of what I do. I drink a lot of water and all that stuff, but I know that food affects me. I know it does. And growing up, I had a lot of headaches and stuff. And looking back, it was totally my diet. Totally. Anxiety, same thing. Certain foods trigger it. And some people just have more sensitive systems. So I've been flirting with this idea of the Whole30. I got that Amazon Prime free trial, so I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get the book. I had reserved a copy at the library, and so I was on the wait list, and I finally got it, and so I've been digging in, and I've been reading about it, and I decided that I'm going to do it, right? Just rip the Band-Aid off and just freaking do it, because I want to live my best life. I want to be healthy for myself and for my kids. I want to set an example, and I want to break up with I have a weird relationship with food. I just do. And I sometimes, I think a lot of us use food as kind of a reward, and I'm not a dog. I shouldn't reward myself with food. And for me, I have like, I struggle with food shaming. Like if I eat something, I am really, really unkind to myself about it. I don't practice what I preach, essentially, is what I'm confessing to you guys, but I struggle with it. And so I freaking love the 21 Day Fix. I think it's an amazing program. I'm still totally recommending it. And after I complete my Whole30/60, because it takes time to reintroduce things into your diet, that's what I will go back to. But I'm going to start it, for me, February 6th. I have created an event. Carolyn is going to run it with me. And we're just going to dig in. And I believe that it's all connected, right? Like your food, the way you're dealing with it, the way you're approaching it, it's all connected to your mind, to the way you view yourself, and the things you're filling yourself up with. So we're going to have a Whole30 group that starts February 6th, and we'll be doing the Whole30. We will be drinking Shakeology. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So hold on to your horses. And then we'll be doing Beachbody on demand, because that's the big thing right now. It's an amazing value. You get access to all these different programs. So it's no longer like, well, what if I suck at something? Well, you're not going to suck at it, because we'll just we'll keep moving through programs until we find the right fit for you. So I think that I know the Whole30 is all about being mindful, right? About what we're eating, how our relationship with food is, the way we view it, totally a mindful thing. And so I'm going to pair it with the 3-week yoga retreat. And then PiYo. I feel like that's a perfect pairing. So I'm going to be doing that. We're going to have a lot of emphasis on personal development, because, like I said, it's all about changing your channel, the thoughts that you think. It's really important, and it really does make a difference. So in the Whole30, they say specifically not to drink Shakeology. So this is a personal decision that you can choose to make. I had a couple people kind of get a little like, you can't drink Shakeology. I just need a drink of water because I'm really thirsty. You can't drink Shakeology. And I was like, okay, well, here's the story. So I'm obviously a Beachbody coach, and I love Shakeology. I've been drinking Shakeology almost every day since, I don't know, whenever I became a coach, which is like 20 months or something ago. I know how I feel when I drink it, and I know how I feel when I don't drink it. And for me, I'm choosing to drink it. So even if that means I'm already a Whole30 failure or a Whole30 cheater, whatever. I'm a big girl, and this is my decision. So maybe I'm doing a 3/4 30. Like, it's not even, I don't know. But Shakeology doesn't have crap in it. It's dense superfood nutrition. I know when I drink it, I have better energy. I know when I drink it, I have less cravings. I know that I'm just more regular. I know I just feel so much better. I know that for me. So for me, Shakeology supports my healthiest lifestyle, and so I'm going to choose to continue to drink it. I'm not drinking it because I want to lose weight. That's not the way I view Shakeology. Shakeology is all about feeding my body on a dense cellular level. And yeah, it's important to chew your food. It's important to eat real food, totally. But there's a lot of things in there that are super beneficial for me, that make me feel better. And so I know I wouldn't be able to eat them. Like, I'm not going to be able to go out and forage them. So it makes sense, and it's cheaper for me to drink Shakeology. So I will be choosing to drink Shakeology. I'm going to be doing vegan because I'm going to eliminate dairy. I know that dairy is one of those things that my body doesn't like. So I will be doing vegan Shakeology. But I'll be drinking it. It's my prerogative, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm super stoked about it. If you'd like to join our group, you are more than welcome. I do ask that you commit to the Whole30. You can't come in this group and flirt with it. Like, you're either in or you're out. There's going to be more tough love. It's going to be a separate group. I'll still be running my normal accountability groups, which are awesome, so you don't have to feel pressure to do this. This is a personal decision. It's something that you have to decide you want to do, right? It's not going to be easy, but again, it's not going to be the hardest thing ever. It's like freaking a month, you guys. Those of you who are mothers, you can do anything for 30 days. Totally. And I'm just excited to figure out what are those foods that I've always wondered about, because something bloats me. Something makes me feel like crap. I have brain fog. I have the worst memory ever. What is it? I don't eat wheat. So what is it? I'm super excited. I think it's going to be really eye-opening, and you're invited to join us if you'd like to. So I'll drop the event in the links here, but that's what I'm doing. Super stoked about that. Okay, and then another thing that I'm going to be sharing coming up, I'm going to be doing a live Facebook about coaching, which is totally something I've been too intimidated and scared to do up until now. I don't know why. I love this. Like, I love it so much. It's changed my life in all of these great ways. But you know how sometimes you still just kind of deep down are afraid of what other people will think? Well, I don't really care anymore what people will think. The other people's thoughts and opinions aren't going to pay my bills, right? And I know that this makes me happy. It brings me joy. It's made me a happier, better, more fulfilled person. And I love it so much. I love that I can create a little bit of financial wiggle room. I know that we're working towards financial freedom. I know that it just makes me feel fulfilled. This is totally my purpose and my passion. And coaching isn't for everyone. I'm not saying that. Definitely not. Honestly, for a long time, for the majority of my life, I didn't consider myself a people person. I preferred animals. I was like, I worked in the public. I didn't like the public. I don't like people. But this amazing experience has completely changed my life view in so many aspects and areas. And so it's made me look at myself differently. It's made me look at the world differently. It's changed who I am as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, as a human. And I've come to realize that I do love people. There's some people that aren't my cup of tea, just like I might not be their cup of tea, and that's okay. We don't all have to be BFFs. We don't all have to go on the desert island together. But this has really grown me, and it's challenged me, and it's still challenging me, and I just can't say enough good things about it. So I'm going to be doing that soon. I don't know when. When do you guys want to, when should we do it? I figured we could have some champagne before the Whole30. Have some bubbly, have some coffee. So if there's a day, a time that you want that works better for you, because if you want to hop on live, let me know. My team at the Positive Vibe Tribe, we've had a couple sneak peeks that last like 3 days, and we share different videos and stuff, but there's something about live, you know, where you can actually like see someone, it's not rehearsed, what's out there is out there, and then you can ask questions, right? I think it'd be kind of fun. So if you have a date, let me know if you're interested. No pressure, no strings. That's not how I roll, right? Like, different strokes for different folks, and I'm not a pusher. Some people are always like, I don't want to sell. I'm like, yeah, I don't either. Like, I just share what I love. I share my experiences and what has helped me, what hasn't helped me. That's what I do. I'm selling myself, essentially. I'm not like a hooker, though, because no. So anyways, that's what's happening in my world. Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything you want to talk about? Heather wants to live closer. Okay, well, go ahead. There's houses on my block. Go for it. Let's see. Yuma has jobs. All right, I'm scrolling back through the comments. Okay, so Whitney wanted to know if oils work for anger outbursts. Totally. Yes. For anger, what would be a good one? I think that lavender, well, I know lavender is really calming, and I believe that balance is a really great, it's a really great grounding blend. There's other kinds out there. I'm not coming out saying you should use doTERRA. That's just what I have on hand, so that's what I've used. But I know for me, when I use balance, I jokingly call it my serial killer blend because if I'm feeling really stressed or crazy, I put it on the back of my head, I huff it, and I feel better. I actually keep that one in my car. It's helped me a lot. But yeah, Google it. Like, Google what essential oil is best for this. Or I can look it up in my book. I have an oil book that I freaking love. Love my oil book. It's like an oil Bible, totally. I think essential oils, like, you can find a lot of things that might not solve your issue, but will help, right? It's all about finding the little blocks that you can stack up that give you overall success, right? That's been my thing anyway. Okay, so any other comments? Oh, no. You have gluten-free cookies? You stop that. No. I can't have one cookie. Again, I have issues with food. Like, if I have one, I will eat the whole box. So I really think that's what the Whole30, I'm excited because as I read through it, I'm not all the way through the book. I've gotten into the recipes and stuff. But it's not a diet. Like, it's not about weight loss. It's kind of a perk because you're changing your relationship with food and you're eating to fuel your body. You're figuring out what foods no longer work for you. And then you slowly reintroduce them. So for me, since I have some emotional issues with food, and I think a lot of us do, because as Americans, that's what we do, right? Like, your kid has a hard day, let's have a cookie. It's your birthday, let's have a cake. Like, that's what we do. That's just our culture. So I'm excited to try it. I'm scared. I don't know about doing it with the kids. And hubby says he's going to do it, but I'm like, dude, whiskey's not on the Whole30. So I don't know if he's down for that. But I'm excited to see how it's going to help my body. Janina, I think that the Whole30 would be fabulous for you. Totally, especially with all the stuff happening with your back and everything. Inflammation, all that. It's all affected by our food. Food. All right, my friends. Nobody else has anything else to say. Do you have any comments? Do you have any questions? Or is there anything you'd like me to chat about? I'm here. Got a lot of silver in my hair. I'm going to have to dye it. Do you guys dye your hair? Anything? Crickets? No? Okay. Well, anyways, that's what's happening this week. Nothing super exciting, but I'm stoked about the Whole30 group, which starts February 6th. I also have another challenge group that I just created, or new event starting, rather, for next month's challenge group. It's all about you matter. And as moms, as women, it's really easy to gaff ourselves off because we have little people up in our business all the time. And so that's what our focus is going to be on, just about you matter. And so if no one has told you today that you're fabulous and awesome and doing a great job, I'm telling you right now, you can do it. You can do hard things. I believe in you. All right, my people, make today fantastic and amazing. If nobody else has any questions, I'm going to hit the finish button. All right, if you think of anything, comment. If you watch this after the fact and you have something you want to talk about, you want me to chat about, let me know. You know I love it. And let me know when you want to come to my live chat about coaching. I'm just going to have to pick a day and do it. I'm going to have to like just throw the dart at the board and make it happen. Exciting. See, this is what coaching does. It makes you puke in your mouth and get uncomfortable, but that's where the magic happens. It's true. Everything you want is on the other side of fear, whether or not even with coaching, just in life. Like, seriously, that's been my big life lesson. All right, my people, make today great.